Kim. Came to the lake for some Sunday fun day with friends and just wanted to make sure I put up another yoga video. I think I'm going to do just a short kind of practice, just a basic flow, maybe with some shoulder openers to open up my shoulders. I'm feeling a little tight today. Thank you for joining me. Go ahead and start out in child's pose. So forehead resting on your mat, knees together or spread wide. So big toes touching, spread your fingers wide, press into your palms. Just settling in here. Maybe taking a moment to set an intention for your practice. So trying to focus on the breath. So take a big breath in, filling up with air. Long exhale out, just letting go. So big breath in, expanding through the back ribs. Exhale it all out, just letting go completely. I'm going to slowly make my way up to my hands and knees. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and do a few rounds of cat-cow. So inhale my crown to the front, tail to the back. Exhale to cat, round my back, push out all of the air. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. So just taking a few rounds of each, moving with your breath. After one more round, I'm going to come back to a neutral spine, neutral position. Take a few hip rolls to the right. Go ahead and come back to center. Take a few hip rolls to the left. Come back to center and make my way into my extended puppy pose. So I'm going to walk my palms toward the front of my mat, spread my fingers wide, reach my tail to the sky, relax my head and neck. So breathing here, melting my chest towards my mat. If it feels okay, you can release your chin toward your mat. Feeling the expansion across your chest with each inhale. I'm going to slowly walk my hands back underneath my shoulders. I'm going to extend my right arm to the front, left leg to the back. So flex my foot, really reach in those opposite directions. Press through that left hand. Maybe staying here, maybe reaching back, catching that foot, pressing my foot into my palm. So just peeling that top shoulder open. Just breathing here. I'm going to slowly extend my arm and leg and then release back to the mat. I'm going to reach that left arm to the front, right arm to the back. So flex my foot, dial my toes down. Pull in those opposite directions. Maybe staying here, maybe reaching back, catching that foot. Pressing my foot into my palm, trying to help peel my hip and shoulder open. Engaging my core. Focusing on the breath. I'm going to extend and then release back to my mat. Press back to my first downward facing dog. So feet about hip width apart. Heels pressing toward the mat, leaving just a little bit of tension, a little bit of space. Spread your fingers wide, pressing into the palms. I'm going to pedal out my feet, bending one knee and then the other. I'm I'm going to inhale, rise up to the balls of my feet. Exhale, press my heels toward my mat. Reach that right leg to the sky. Bend my knee, peel open my hip, maybe rolling out that ankle. Reach that right leg up, step through. Drop that left knee. I'm going to reach that right arm to the sky, so pressed into that left hand. Maybe bringing that right hand to that left hip pocket. Trying to help peel open that shoulder. I'm going to go ahead and release that right hand to my mat. Heel toe my right foot toward the outer edge. Come into my lizard lunge. So I can lower down to my elbows, maybe rolling onto the outer edge of that foot. Finding that sweet spot for you. I'm going to come back up onto my hands. Press back to my downward facing dog. So inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, heels toward the mat. Reach that left leg up. Bend your left knee, peel open your hip. Maybe rolling out that ankle. And reach that left leg to the sky. Step through to a low lunge. Drop that right knee. Press into the right hand. Reach that left arm to the sky. Reach into those fingertips. Maybe tucking that left hand in that right hip pocket. So just peeling open that shoulder. I'm going to release that left hand to my mat. Heel toe my foot toward the outer edge of the mat. And then come into my lizard lunge. Maybe staying here, maybe coming to the elbows. Maybe rolling onto the outer edge of that foot. So just breathing here. Beginning to let any tension just pour out of the hip. I'll slowly come back up to my hands. And then I'll step back to my downward facing dog. So taking just a moment to pedal out my feet. Inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press your heels toward the mat. I'm going to tiptoe my feet toward the top of my mat. Heel toe my feet to the outer edges and come into my ragdoll. So grabbing opposite elbows, letting your head and neck hang nice and heavy. Letting any tension roll off the neck and back. So leaving anything that no longer serves you on your mat. I'm going to release my hands, heel toe my feet back to about hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, my arms to the sky. Maybe hooking my thumbs overhead, letting those elbows fall out, engaging the core. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back to my high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. I'm going to take 3 rounds of my sun A's, moving with my breath. Walk, step, or float to the top of my mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, my arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So just breathing here. Coming back to your intention. Coming back to your breath. So just inhaling and exhaling through the nose. So taking those deep belly breaths. We'll go ahead and bend our knees, gaze between your thumbs, walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to your chair. So sinking our weight toward our heels, tuck our tail. Maybe peeking down, seeing all 10 toes, sinking our weight toward those heels. Go ahead and open up to goalpost arms. So expand across the chest. And then release. Hands to lower back, interlace fingers, press those palms down, shine your heart. Exhale, forward fold, let those arms fall forward. Head and neck hang nice and heavy. So just breathing here. Really relaxing that head, letting go of those shoulders and arms. We'll release our hands, step back to our high push-up. Exhale to low, inhale to up, exhale to down. Reach that right leg to the sky, step through, rise up, warrior one. So right knee over that right ankle, pressing into those outer edges of the feet. Maybe making a connection overhead, and just pulling the biceps toward the ears. Go ahead and hook your thumbs, let your elbows fall to the outer edges. We'll release our hands to our lower back. Press those fists down, shine your heart, and then come into humble warrior. So right shoulder to that right thigh. Let those arms fall forward. Maybe gazing at the arch of that back foot. We'll release our hands, spin onto the ball of that back foot. Press into your left hand, reach that right arm to the sky. Maybe staying here, maybe bringing that right hand to that left hip pocket. We'll release our hand to the mat, step back to our high push-up, pause here. We'll roll our heels to the right, come into our side plank. So right shoulder over that right wrist, reach that left hip up. You can always modify by dropping that right knee, lifting that left hip up. We'll come back to our high push-up. Drop your knees, come into tabletop. Inhale that right arm to the sky. Exhale, thread your needle. So if you want a little bit more challenge here, you can bring that left hand to that right hip pocket. You can extend that left leg nice and long, pressing into the ball of the foot. We'll come back to our tabletop position, tuck our toes, press back to our downward facing dog. We'll reach that left leg to the sky. step through and rise up to our warrior one. So back foot pointing toward about 2 o'clock, left knee over that left ankle. Pressing into those outer edges of the feet, trying to square those hips to the top of our mat. We'll make a connection overhead. Maybe pulling the biceps toward the ears. And then hook our thumbs, let our elbows fall out. Keeping that core engaged. Release hands to our lower back. Interlace fingers, maybe the opposite way. Shine our heart. Left shoulder to that left thigh. So coming into our humble warrior. Really letting go of that head. Letting those arms fall forward. And any stress, any tension just rolling off the neck and back. We'll release our hands, come onto the ball of that right foot, reach that left arm to the sky. Maybe staying here, maybe tucking that left hand in that right hip pocket. We'll go ahead and release that left hand, step back to our high push-up, pause here. Roll our heels to the left and come into our side plank. So flex those feet, reach that right arm to the sky. So taking any modification that feels good to you, maybe dropping that left knee, staggering or stacking the feet. We'll come back to our high push-up and then drop our knees, come into our tabletop. We'll inhale that left arm to the sky and then thread the needle. So left cheek and shoulder coming to your mat. If you want more, you can take that right hand to that left hip pocket or extend that right leg nice and long, pressing into the ball of the foot, just melting into that shoulder. Breathing here. We'll make our way back to our tabletop position, tuck our toes, and press back to our downward facing dog. So we'll take 2 more rounds of our sun bees, moving with our breath. So always knowing you can skip the flow and meet in downward facing dog. We'll walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to our chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Right leg to the sky. Step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to the mat, step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Left leg to the sky. Step through, reach and rise, warrior one. Hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, sink down to your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Right leg to the sky. Step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to the mat. Step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Left leg to the sky. Step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So just breathing here. Coming back to your intention. Coming back to your breath. Big breath in. Long exhale out. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, press your heels toward the mat. So inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels toward the mat. We'll keep our feet on our two separate planes, two separate running boards. Step that right foot forward and rise up to your crescent lunge. So back leg nice and long, pressing into the ball of that foot. Right knee over that right ankle. Take a gentle twist to the right, so left arm to the front, right arm to the back. Maybe staying here, pulling those arms in opposite directions, maybe releasing your back hand down the leg, reaching that left arm to the sky. We'll bring hands to heart center, left elbow to the outside of that right leg, press into our palms. Try to stack our wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Maybe opening up to fly. If it feels good, you can bring that right hand to that left hip pocket. Just trying to peel open that top shoulder. We'll release our hands to our mat, step back to our high push-up. We're going to lower all the way onto our bellies. So bring your arms out to a T, right cheek on your mat. Bend our left leg, left toes to the right side of our mat. We'll come back to center. We'll set up for our locust pose, arm covered knees. We'll relax our arms by our sides, zip up our legs. Lift our legs, maybe lifting our chest, palms down, pinky squeezing in. Head and neck nice and neutral. We'll release our left cheek to our mat. Come back up into our locust. So lift our chest, lift our legs, palms down, pinky squeezing in, or maybe interlacing fingers behind the back. Again, head and neck nice and natural extension. We'll release that right cheek to our mat. We'll come back up one more time. So coming back to our locust, either palms down or interlaced fingers. We'll release back to our mat. Press back to your child's pose. So big toes touching, knees together or spread wide. So just breathing here, maybe rolling your forehead from side to side. Coming back to your intention. Back to your breath. We'll press back to our downward facing dog. Keeping those feet on our two separate running boards, step that left foot forward. Rise up to your crescent lunge. So back leg nice and long. Left knee over that left ankle, and we'll take a gentle twist. So right arm to the front, left arm to the back. So reach those arms in those opposite directions. Maybe staying here, maybe releasing that left hand down the back of your right leg, reaching that right arm to the sky. Nice strong right arm, deep stretch in the right side body. We'll release hands to heart center. Right elbow to the outside of that left leg, so pressing into our palms. Peeling open your shoulder, maybe opening up to fly. Maybe bringing that left hand to that right hip pocket. We'll go ahead and release our hands to the mat, come back to our high push-up. We'll exhale all the way onto our belly. Bring our arms out to a T. Left cheek on our mat, bend our right leg. And any subtle movements with that right leg might make a big difference in the stretch that you're getting in that shoulder. So just finding that sweet spot for you. Breathing here. Focusing on the breath. We'll go ahead and come back to center. We'll bring our hands under our shoulders. Tuck our toes. And press back to your tabletop position. We'll just take a couple rounds of our cat-cow. So we'll inhale our crown to the front, tail to the back. Exhale, round your back, coming into your cat. Inhale to your cow. Exhale to your cat. We'll come back to that neutral position, tuck our toes, press back to our downward facing dog. Maybe taking a moment to just pedal out the feet. Inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press your heels toward the mat. We'll bend our knees, gaze between our thumbs, walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We'll sink down to our chair. So sinking our weight toward our heels, tucking our tail. We'll release hands to heart center and twist to the right. So left elbow to the outside of that right leg. So pressing into our palms, sinking into our seat, lifting our chest, maybe opening up to fly. Go ahead and exhale, forward fold. Heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat. And we'll come into our ragdoll. So grabbing opposite elbows, letting that head go. We'll release our hands, grab our big toes with our peace fingers. Inhale, halfway lift, pull your back nice and flat. And then exhale, let it go, forward fold. So you can sway it out from side to side. You can work on pulling your body closer to your legs or bending your knees, just relaxing onto your thighs. We'll go ahead and release our hands, turn our heels in, toes out, so we'll sink down to our Buddha squat. So hands to heart center, press those elbows into the legs. We'll take a gentle twist. So right hand to the inside of that right foot, press that right arm into the leg, and then reach that left arm to the sky. Maybe walking your gaze up toward the palm, maybe tucking that left hand in the right hip pocket. Trying to peel that shoulder open. We'll switch sides, so left hand to the inside of that left leg. Press the arm into the leg. Reach that right arm up. Just opening up that shoulder. Maybe bringing that right hand to that left hip pocket if it feels good. Breathing here. We're going to go ahead and release our hands. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to track our toes forward and then interlace fingers behind the back. Just let those arms fall forward. Relax your head and neck. Breathe here. Let go of anything that no longer serves you. And just leave it on your mat. We'll release our hands, heel toe our feet back to about hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to our chair. So big toes touching, sinking our weight toward our heels, tucking that tail. We'll release hands to heart center and twist to the left. So right elbow to the outside of that left leg. Press into those palms. Sink into your seat, lift your chest. Maybe opening up to fly. go ahead and exhale, forward fold. Heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat. We'll take our gorilla pose, so palms up, fingers face back, toes meet wrists. Inhale, halfway lift, pull that back flat. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. We'll go ahead and release our hands. Turn our heels in, toes out, so coming back to our Buddha squat. Just breathing here. Coming back to the breath, back to the intention. We'll release our hands to the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Heel to our feet to about hip width apart. So we'll inhale, halfway lift. Pull your crown and tail in opposite directions. Exhale, forward fold. We'll inhale our arms up to the sky. We'll set up for our eagle pose. Bring our arms to our goalpost arms. Bring that right arm under, right leg over. So just keeping a kickstand to start. We want to get nice and stable, so sinking into our seat, squeezing everything into that center line, squeezing muscle to bone. We want to sink down, reach up, maybe wrapping that foot, squeezing everything in and just pulling those bodies or parts of our body in opposite directions. We'll go ahead and unravel our arms, unravel our legs. We'll take our eagle on the other side. So left arm under, left leg over. So keeping that kickstand, squeeze everything in, squeeze muscle to bone. Sink down, reach up, maybe wrapping that foot. Just breathing here, finding that focal point. We'll unravel the arms. Unravel the legs. Go ahead and inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We'll rinse through. Step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Reach that right leg to the sky. Step through, rise up. Warrior one. We'll peel open to our warrior two. So right heel in line with the arch of that back foot. Relaxing our shoulders. Gazing over that right hand. We'll come into our side angle. So right forearm gently to that right thigh. Left arm reaching to the sky. Maybe taking the half bind, bringing that left hand to that right hip pocket. Trying to peel open that top shoulder. Maybe taking the full bind, bringing that right arm under the leg, and then again, just peeling open that top shoulder. Breathing here. Come back to our warrior two. We'll make our way into our triangle pose. So straighten that right leg, kick that left hip back. Reach forward, right hand coming to your shin, ankle, or toward the mat. Trying to stack those hips, stack our shoulders, maybe bringing that left hand to that right hip pocket if we need a little more on that top shoulder. And staying nice and light in that right hand. We'll bend that right knee, come back to our warrior two. Cartwheel our hands to the mat. Step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Reach that left leg to the sky. Step through. Rise up to our warrior one. And then peel open to our warrior two. So left knee over that left ankle, relaxing our shoulders. reaching those arms in those opposite directions and coming into our side angle. So left forearm to that thigh, reach that right arm to the sky, trying to create a little bit of space between that left thigh and rib cage. Maybe taking the half bind, right hand to left hip pocket, peeling that top shoulder open, maybe the full bind. And if you can't make a connection with the hands, you can always grab onto the shirt, have a towel or a strap close by. So just breathing here. We'll come back to our warrior two and make our way into our triangle. Straighten that left leg, kick that right hip back, reach forward, left hand coming to your shin, ankle, or toward the mat. Peeling our top hip and shoulder open. Just breathing here. Maybe bringing our right hand to that left hip pocket. We'll bend that left knee, come back to our warrior two. Cartwheel our hands to the mat. Step back to our high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Bend our knees, gaze between our thumbs, walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. So extend those legs nice and long. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Come back up to our seated position. We'll make our way onto our back. So bend our knees, feet about hip width apart. Relax our arms by our sides. So we'll press into the feet, lift the hips, lift the thighs. Head and neck staying nice and neutral. Slowly lowering one vertebrae at a time. Hug that right knee in, pull our right knee over to the left side of our body. Come back to center, hug that left knee in, pull our right knee over to the right, or left knee over to the right side of the body. We'll come back to center. So make our way into our final resting position.